Ethan stood in the dim light of his grandfather's attic, surrounded by dust-covered boxes and forgotten memories. Among the cobwebs and old furniture, a peculiar object caught his eye. A clock, its face cracked, hands frozen at an indecipherable hour. It seemed out of place, a relic of a time long gone, and he couldn't help but wonder why it remained in this cluttered space. Curiosity got the better of him, and he picked it up, turning it over in his hands. "Why do you keep this? It doesn't work," he asked, looking over at his grandfather, who was rummaging through another box filled with old photographs. The old man paused, a gentle smile spreading across his face, as if the clock had conjured a fond memory. "Even a broken clock is right twice a day," he replied, his voice warm with nostalgia. Ethan furrowed his brow, not quite grasping the meaning behind the words. To him, the clock was just a broken object, a reminder of time that had lost its purpose. He set it back down, dismissing it as nothing more than a trinket of the past. Years passed, and life unfolded in ways Ethan had never anticipated. He pursued dreams with fervor, each step filled with hope and ambition. Yet, with each leap forward, he faced obstacles that seemed insurmountable. A failed business venture left him reeling, the sting of disappointment echoing in his mind. Relationships he thought were solid crumbled unexpectedly, leaving him feeling lost and adrift. In those moments of despair, the memory of the old clock would flicker to the surface, and he would find himself pondering his grandfather's words. One evening, sitting alone in his dimly lit apartment, Ethan reflected on his journey. He had always been taught to strive for success, to avoid failure at all costs, but as he replayed the events of his life, he began to see a different narrative. Each setback, each miscalculation, had imparted wisdom he hadn't recognized at the time. The failed business had taught him resilience, the importance of adaptability, and the value of listening to others. The relationships that had faltered had revealed the necessity of communication and the strength found in vulnerability. Ethan realized that the broken clock was a metaphor for his own experiences. Just like the clock, he had moments when he felt utterly useless, when he believed he had lost his purpose, but in those moments of darkness, there were glimmers of clarity, lessons that emerged from the chaos. He understood now that even in failure, there were opportunities for growth, moments of truth that could guide him forward. With renewed perspective, Ethan began to embrace his past, both the successes and the failures. He sought out new ventures, not with the fear of failure looming over him, but with the understanding that failure was an integral part of the journey. Each misstep became a stepping stone, each disappointment a lesson in disguise. He learned to celebrate not just the victories, but the struggles that shaped him into the person he was becoming. In time, Ethan found himself standing in that same attic once more, the broken clock still resting in its corner. This time, he picked it up with reverence, understanding its silent wisdom. It was a reminder that even broken things have their moments of value, that failure doesn't signify the end, but rather the beginning of a new understanding. With a smile, he placed the clock on a shelf, a testament to the lessons learned and the journey that lay ahead.